Watching that today. Also, another thing that we're watching, we're going over to Mike Apple again at 680. Mike, millions of people affected by a data breach by LifeLabs. And if people aren't familiar with LifeLabs, you've probably used them at some point when it comes to different results or different services.
Medical testing. Yeah, indeed. And the interesting twist to this story, I suppose, Melanie, is the fact that, we've heard about data breaches at various companies over the course of this year. And in this case, LifeLabs says they paid a ransom to the hackers to get the data back and secure it. So it's 15 million customers we're talking about here, all sorts of information. But is this a precedent setter? How do you deal with these cyber criminals, get into the system, typically through, some sort of it'll be interesting to hear how exactly they got in, if we can find that out. Was it just through some link that was accidentally clicked on or what have you? And the fact that they paid ransom to get that data back, is that, again, a precedent-setting move by LifeLabs in the always difficult way that companies have to deal with trying to stay ahead of those dark web forces, so to speak, getting information. We're looking at the General Motors end of the line in Oshawa today. At the same time, some other big automakers are actually ramping up production and spending some money. One is Fiat Chrysler doing a mega merger with Peugeot of France. This has been in the works for a little while. It's going to take about a year and a half to actually get completed, but a $50 billion teaming up between these automotive companies to create the world's fourth largest automotive company. And what this is about is actually keeping up with technology. It's actually much more cost effective to join forces with another company to keep costs down for just getting ahead of the curve when it comes to electric vehicles, and you're not doubling up on the production costs. So some of this has to do with, again, the changing tactics and trends in the automotive sector. Meantime, the Ford Motor Company is pumping a lot of money into the Motor City. $1.5 billion is going into 2 Detroit plants for Ford, which itself has been restructuring in a big way this year. But in this case, instead of cutting jobs, they're actually adding 3,000 jobs at 2 plants in the Motor City. And Melanie, we should mention that we're talking about the impeachment situation for U.S. President Donald Trump happening in Washington today. From a market standpoint, no reaction. It's been really fascinating to see how the correlation between politics and business has not really shown up in the way the markets have reacted in any way, shape, or form.
You think it would, yeah.
You look at Clinton and Nixon before that. In fact, there was no trend that could be determined by what was going on in the political spectrum.
Well, we will still be watching all day. Thank you so much for that, Mike. Have a great day.
You too.